Hello everybody and welcome back to another trip report. My name is Hugo and today I'm going to be taking a flight aboard one of Cathay Pacific's A330s from here in Hong Kong in economy class to Singapore. I think I might have seen an article earlier today saying that the new refreshed Cathay Pacific Bridge Lounge has opened here, so I'm hoping to check that out today as I've got a few hours here. I just arrived after taking a flight aboard one of Ethiopian's 787s in business class, so now it's time to go through transit security. Transit security was quick and easy with a digital onward boarding pass. Now airside, oh my gosh, the bridge lounge is open. It was located right out of where I cleared transit security in the middle of the Y-shaped concourse thing. Apparently it opened 2 days ago from when this was filmed. So this is Cathay Pacific's new The Bridge Lounge. There was another Bridge Lounge which closed in 2020, but this is basically an entirely new lounge, which is modelled on the pier and Cathay's other signature lounges. Hello.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
There's Western food and some foreign food beside it.
Okay, thank you. I think that upon arrival to this lounge, I was basically told that on the right, there was cocktails and the Western stuff, and on the left was more of the Chinese side. I first made my way to the right wing, which is also where there's a private area for One World Emerald and first class passengers. So in the right wing, there's a buffet with Western food. I had a lemon tart, which was delicious. And the food looked good, and it was presented quite nicely. In the right wing there's also a cocktail bar, where I got the Orange Forest signature drink, which was amazing. I should mention quickly that I had access to this lounge thanks to my One World Sapphire status. Now let's head over to the left wing. In the left wing of the lounge, the music was more classical and gave me more of the pier lounge vibes than on the right side. So on the left hand side you'll find the dim sum and noodle bar, as well as the Nook. This is a new area which has expanded seating, cosy interiors and an expansion of the noodle bar. There was a dim sum cart there which is cool, though it does only operate in certain hours. From the main dim sum and noodle bar, I got a wonton noodle soup which was tasty, and from the Nook I got a pork rice roll which was delicious. The Bridge Lounge also offers fantastic views over the tarmac. This lounge also features, as you'd expect, shower suites, which I didn't have time to check out on this occasion, but I'd love to in the future. From the photos I've seen, they look pretty nice. But from memory, the bathrooms were pretty nice. The bathrooms are behind a marked but kind of hidden door, which I think is cool. I'm finding it a bit difficult to sum up the lounge, but as expected, the bridge lounge is incredible. The space is stunning and helps to create relaxing vibes. There's different areas in the lounge designed for different purposes, plenty of seating options and PowerPoints. The staff were friendly, there's Wi-Fi, and it's just a really thoughtfully designed lounge, and I love the design of it. Since I was only there a couple days after it opened, the lounge still smelled new. I think this lounge probably overtakes the pier as the best lounge I've been to, though the pier is still incredible. Having the separated areas is interesting. When I was leaving the right hand side area, I think the staff thought I might be leaving. Also, I got the vibe that the staff seemed quite proud of this lounge, which is nice to see. But in summary, it's an incredible lounge. The design, the food, the drinks, the vibe, the view, I love it all. Now before we head to the gate, I still wanted to make a quick stop at the Qantas Lounge for the cheesecake. When I first got to the lounge, there was no cheesecake. But my panic was short-lived, because I asked and I was told that it would be back in a couple minutes, which thankfully it was. Crisis averted, let's head to the gate. At the gate there were boarding lines for economy, business and first class, and corresponding frequent flyer status. I love the boarding gates here. There's my ride to Singapore. Bravo Lima Bravo Juliet is a 2015 built Airbus A330-343, which was delivered new to Cathay Pacific. Cathay normally uses the A350 between Hong Kong and Singapore, but this flight, which is Cathay's last for the day from Hong Kong to Singapore, is operated by an A330. Thank you. I was looking at the seat map and there were a few spare seats with a spare seat next to them. At the gate I asked if I could move, so instead of 40k, which was a preferred seat, I'm now going to be in 70A. It looked like the seat next to me ended up being blocked for whatever reason, but that was nice. Hello, 70 Alpha. Thank you. Welcome on board one of Cathay Pacific's A330-300s, featuring 28 Safran Cirrus 2 seats in business class in a 121 configuration. This is followed by 265 Weber 5751 seats in economy class, in a 242 configuration across 2 cabins. Cathay has, I think, 6 different configurations on its A330s, so this is definitely not the one you'll find on all of their planes. The economy seat is the same on all of them though. The business cabin looked nice. I think I've only flown on Cathay's regionally configured A330s in the past, which just feature recliner seats. Economy looks as expected, not the most modern, but it's a classic seat which I like and I've flown on a couple of times before. My seat for this flight will be 70A. Each economy class seat features a headrest adjustable both vertically and on the sides. Waiting for me on my seat was both a blanket and a pillow. I was a little surprised to see both, but it was a pleasant surprise. Headphones were also waiting in the seat back pocket. Now let's take a quick look at the seat features. The legroom feels solid but not amazing. I thought it felt like 31 inches. I think it's supposed to be 32, but with the double seat back padding and seat back pocket I guess it feels like a little bit less. On the back of the main seat back pocket there's 3 smaller pouches, which is nice. And then there's the main seat back pocket which contains some literature and also the aforementioned headphones. On the back of the tray table you'll find a cup holder, and the tray table is adjustable back and forth and you can also fold it. There's a handy little storage compartment here, so there's quite a bit of storage at this seat. There is an in-flight entertainment screen which is relatively small. On the bottom of it you'll find a USB-A port. Also these seats aren't very tall. The seats do feature coat hooks and double seat back padding, and there's actually a universal power socket for each of these 2 economy seats. The seat recline is pretty decent.
为旅客，根据安全条例规定，所有手提行李都必须放在前座下方的空位或行李柜内。
And on the armrest there's an audio port.
Cathay Pacific flight CX715, service to Singapore. On the flight deck is Captain Pak Chan, First Officer Vichai Chu, who flies to Singapore in a flight time of 3 hours and 21 minutes. Please do pay attention as this does contain important information about this A330-300 aircraft. We've already finished our pre-flight preparations up in the flight deck. we'll shortly be pushing back. Catch up with you again 30 minutes before top of descent. Until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy the Cathay service.
On behalf of Cathay Pacific, welcome to Team 715. Junction, American Airlines, Finland, Mongolian Airlines, and Qatar Airways. We are members of the pleasure to have you again. We are looking forward to your journey today. Your safety is very important, and I will have your attention for the next demonstration. Thank you.
我知啊，梗係我地上冇 data 我哋同翻屋企。
Welcome aboard Cathay Pacific. Your safety is
俾咗錢咯。
important to us, so please take a few minutes to watch the following video as we present the safety features of this aircraft.
離境安全對我哋嚟講非常重要，請用幾分鐘留意呢段短片。
You can store any hand luggage or large items into your bag compartments for takeoff and landing. If your electronic device becomes trapped in your seat, please don't adjust the seat yourself. You can place any small items underneath the seat in front of you.
你可以將細件物品放喺前面嘅座位下。
Only inflate your life jacket when leaving the aircraft.
請查閱你嘅安全指示卡，了解緊急事故嘅逃生程序。
Now that we're almost ready for takeoff, make sure your tray table and TV are put away. Your seat should now be in the upward position and your seatbelt fastened.
我哋即將起飛，請確保你嘅接台同電視已經收好，將椅背校正，扣好安全帶。
Finally, and just as importantly,
最後祝各位旅途愉快。
enjoy the journey.
While we're waiting at the gate, let's take a look at the in-flight entertainment. And also, I could actually hear through the headphones pretty well. The content of the in-flight entertainment screen is really great, though I'm still not convinced it's as good as on the A350 from memory. There's TV shows, games, music, and an in-flight map. There's a couple controls as well. Ads are played before the movies, but you can skip them. It sounds like we're going to push back slightly late, I gather due to a non-Cathay related thing. Probably ATC, maybe due to weather. There was some weather in this area at the time. By the way, the cabin crew were friendly during boarding. I could hear the cabin crew greeting, I'm guessing, a One World Emerald frequent flyer. It's now time for pushback, about 26 minutes behind schedule.
Cabin crew, please carry out your pre-takeoff check. Thank you.
By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far and you'd like to see more like it, then please consider liking and subscribing. It would really help me and the channel out so much and would be very much appreciated, but if you don't want to, that's completely okay. After takeoff, the crew came around and offered water, which is nice. Special meals were handed out and then the main meal service followed. The options were pork rice or chicken pasta for the main dish. This was served alongside a warm bread roll and some butter. I went for the pork rice for my main meal, which also came with a tuna salad of sorts, some fresh fruit, a cup for a hot drink service which would follow, and some Häagen-Dazs mango and raspberry ice cream. With the main meal service, soft drinks, juice, wine, water and tea is available, and coffee will follow. I went for the tea, which I think was some form of green tea. That was great. The main dish appeared to be patties or balls of mostly pork, with rice, some sauce or something at the bottom, and steamed vegetables. I found the dish to be not bad, but not amazing either. Not super flavourful or anything. Inside the cutlery packet there's metal cutlery, a sanitising wipe, a napkin, salt and pepper, and maybe some other stuff. The salad wasn't really my thing, but it tasted like it would have been decent. The bread roll with some butter was tasty, the fruit was fresh and tasty, and the ice cream was also tasty, and the orange juice was also great. The service wasn't super quick, but not slow either, a pretty good pace I think. Both the pillow and the blanket are great and comfy. Now time for a quick lavatory review. The lavatory I visited was pretty clean and a standard wide body size basically. The additional amenities are just cream and antiseptic gel, but that's fine. I asked the crew for a Hong Kong style milk tea, which was nice. By the way, Wi-Fi did seem available on this flight with reasonable prices, particularly for the full flight, at $12.95 USD.
To Singapore. At this stage, subject to air traffic control, we're showing a landing time of 10 minutes past 1 in the morning. There is no time zone change between Hong Kong and Singapore. Weather for arrival, a fine evening with a light southerly breeze and a temperature of 28 degrees Celsius. On behalf of Cathay and the rest of our team today, thank you for flying with us. We hope to see you again in the near future. Cabin crew, 30 minutes to landing. Thank you.
As we descend into Singapore, please allow me to conclude this flight with Cathay Pacific. Transit in Hong Kong was quick and easy. Being able to try the new Bridge Lounge was something I wasn't expecting, but was very happy to be able to do. As I said, it's an incredible lounge which I thoroughly enjoyed my time in. I then got some delicious cheesecake from the Qantas Lounge, which was nice. Lounge access isn't included just with an economy ticket though. Boarding was done with different levels of priority. It was pretty chill and completed before departure time. I don't think a reason was given to us as to why we sat at the gate for a little while, but I assume it was due to ATC since the pilot said they'd done everything. The amenities waiting at the seat were good for a flight of this length. The seats are very comfortable I think, with great padding and width and solid legroom. They're not the most modern seats, but for shorter flights I still like these seats since they still have all the necessities. The Inflight service had premium stuff such as metal cutlery, which you'd expect, and the food quantity was great. Although the meal overall wasn't not tasty, but it wasn't the best I've had either. The Inflight entertainment screen has a great selection and is still pretty responsive, still good for a flight like this. The cabin temperature was slightly on the cooler side, but with blankets it was fine. The cabin crew have been very friendly throughout the flight. So overall it was an amazing airport experience and a great in-flight experience, though not incredible. I always enjoyed flying with Cathay, and I'd be happy to fly with them again, including on the A330. We'll soon pull into the gate about 20 minutes behind schedule, but for now please enjoy the rest of the approach and landing on Singapore Changi International Airport's runway 20 right.
请留喺座位。感谢你选择华语家的服务，搭乘广大航空公司实施的班机，希望很快能再次与你见面。各位旅客，下次旅途再会。
I'd like to take this time to thank you all so much for watching this video. I'd also like to thank all of my incredible Patreons for helping to make these videos possible. Their support is truly so much appreciated, and I couldn't do what I do without them, so thank you so much to them. Once again, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in my next one, next Saturday at 5 PM Melbourne time. Thank you, goodbye. Thank you, goodbye.